The game source released the new fact about the Battletome FleshEater course in April 2024, to April 2024. So now we go to see, remember that I'll only talk about the updates, so remember about this. If you're interested about the previous fact, I invite you to see the link in the description that make you see the one that was released before, so that each time I bring only the new things. The first thing to make you notice is that they have been able to mess with the facts, because they wrote the February 24 in which the April 2024. So remember that anyway, these are for April and not for February. I think that maybe they republished them. Still, you have to remember that soon, in some months, that will be going to be released the new edition. So all these facts will evaporate. But okay, still for the ones that are going to play, it's something that are some months worth. So I suggest you anyway to take note about such facts. So we can start to see about these facts. So we can start to see about the facts. The first one is if a crypt guard unit with enough model in it surround Usharan so that its base is wholly within 3 inches of that unit, would it be affected by their royal bodyguard ability? And they say yes. You have to remember how big it is, the base of Usharan. Anyway, remember that also if you consider the diameter of the range, you have 6 inches available to surround. So okay, pay attention anyway that you don't have to leave any pieces free from that range. So you have to surround quite good Usharan itself, but okay. Then if a crypt flyer unit with enough models in it surround a channel throne so that terrain feature is wholly within 3 inches of that unit, could they use the escort courtier ability to pick hero that is garrisoning that terrain feature? And they say yes. Okay, it's understandable here because you have anyway to remember that in this case you have a longer but not so big, so large. So anyway, you can surround. Maybe 3 crypt fires are not so good to do so, and you need 6 of them, or at least 4 or 5. Anyway, it can be understandable. And remember that here it's different from what we've seen about, for example, transport of the Warhammer 40k. So here you can make like this. It's understandable in some way. Can the Varghulf Courtier use its Victory Feast ability to retreat at the end of the combat phase, even if there are no longer any units in combat with it? And see, no, and it's obvious because it's applied when it has to retreat. To retreat, you have to have an enemy unit within. So it's understandable that it's saying no. Maybe silly, but understandable to avoid any misunderstanding. Then we have, does the Scent of Blood heroic action allow the hero using it to move out of the combat, assuming it moves further than 3 inches from any enemy models it is in combat with at the end that move closer to an enemy unit that has any wound characteristic allocated to it? And they say yes. It's understandable. It's a bit tricky as thing, but it's a more option. So even if tricky, understandable. Then, can you use the Scent of Blood heroic action that we just seen if no enemy unit have wound allocated to them? And say no, because it's the condition to apply. So it's the sine qua non. You can't make if you don't have. So it's obvious that it's not. Maybe, okay, zealous excessive, this, but understandable to avoid any misunderstanding. Then, does the Channel Throne Ghoulish landmark ability force enemy to take a battleshock test within its range, even if they have an ability that states that the unit doesn't take a battleshock test? Think about the Osebo Reapers ranks unbroken by descent and say yes. And here I completely disagree, because I couldn't understood if it would have said, okay, in your turn you can apply because it's your turn and your opponent no, because it is one to decide which one to apply. Okay, in this case I completely disagree, because you can make this superimpose to another ability of another unit, because you decide like this, even if they are counteracting each other. So I don't understand why. This I really don't agree with. And it's not because I'm fan of the Osebo Reapers, but really I don't agree. Then, do you need to climb over a cadaverous barricade instead of moving through it? And can it be affected by abilities that affect the terrain feature, such as the smash to rubble? And say yes to both questions. This it's understandable because the nature of the cadaverous barricade, that I want to remember you that it's an undisplay, so that it's pose a sort of physical limitation. So it's understandable about this. Okay, perfect, understandable. Even if smash to rub, it's quite strange to apply, but nice to notice because this is interesting. Then, can the Royal Decapitator use their off with their heads ability if they were slain early in that phase? And say no, because it's not anymore available. It's understandable this one that it's no, so not a misunderstanding available here. Okay, perfect. Then, Master Guard. Change to at the end of your movement phase, each friendly courtier can spend one of their noble deed points to return one slain model with a wound characteristic of 1 to friendly self unit. And this is the only change of all. And it's intriguing because technically you should think that, okay, so I can apply every time because it's there is not any model of self unit that has more than one wound characteristic, because both the Crypt Guard and the Crypt Ghost has one wound. There is a single exception, the Royal Beastmasters. Those ones has the Royal Famous that has 3 wounds, so it's the exception. I haven't found any other options available that has that exception, but it's quite intriguing about this because it means that you have to pay attention which one of the models you're going to sacrifice, because that one would not be able to return. Okay, then we can go to see about the other ones. So we have Rites of Delusion, the Sackmaking Favor. Change the last sentence to until your next hero phase. That hero gains 1 noble deed points each time an enemy model is slain by attack made by that hero, and the specification is by that hero. Okay, anyway, it should apply only to that hero because it's the one that are the attack that counts, but okay, any misunderstanding are allowed, so okay. The fact about the Blister Skin with Pious Nobility that change friendly Blister Skin abhorrent gain, and it's the only change that there is, so the addition of the Blister Skin, and it's understandable even if it's something that apply only to the Blister Skin anyway, so okay. It's simply a specification, no misunderstanding unload, so okay. Then about the Chalice of Shoram, here there is the note that change because the last sentence is the same. I tried to read many times and haven't found anything changed about the effect, so it's still for each 4+ and so on, it's the same. But the designer note it's what it's important. The end of the turn, it's treated as a phase for the purpose of this ability. When you use this ability to return slain model to a unit, the setup restriction for the returning models apply. So this is what it's made. Okay, understandable. It's something that it's interesting that it's applied and reinforce the use of such, I can say, end spell because it's one. So as you can see, many of these are simply something that has been added to adjust and avoid any misunderstanding. There are not really changes aside for the ability for the channel turn that can be used against the ones that can be ignored the Battleshock test. Okay, that one I still completely say that it's not correct in my opinion. Anyway, here there are, and it's quite intriguing because they are simple but avoid everything that could be messed up, so nice. From that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.